gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all the delegates and participants of the National Conference on Bioenergy and Bioproducts from agro-industrial sector and its associated circular economy. Actually, this is a sequel of the workshop which was conducted by us in 2019, and we are happy to have close to 50% of the delegates as speakers again for this conference. Welcome, sir. And who are deliberated then. So this is a continuation of that workshop, we can say. And this workshop is funded and supported by the Department of Science and Technology, SERB, of course, Pondicherry University, and co-supported by Association for Promoting Sustainability in Campuses and Communities, APSCC, Pondicherry.
Esteemed Professor Tarani Karasu, Director Studies, Educational Innovation and Rural Reconstruction, Pondicherry University. Dr. Venkatamohan, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad. Professor Prasenjit Mondal, Department of Chemical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. Professor E.V. Ramasamy, School of Environmental Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam. Professor Chitralekha, our Dean of School of Engineering and Technology, Pondicherry University. The organizer of this conference, Dr. Gajlakshmi. Faculty colleagues, staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me enormous pleasure in welcoming Professor Tarani Karasu, our beloved Director of Studies, to this function as a chief guest. It has been very kind of him to find time out of his extremely pressing commitments and grace this occasion. Apart from his administrative abilities, Professor Tarani Karasu is renowned for his academic contributions in the field of chemistry, particularly in polymer chemistry, in the development of proton exchange membranes for microbial fuel cells. And his presence is especially relevant to this conference because much of what we are going to discuss and deliberate here has links to chemistry, particularly analytical chemistry and chemistry associated with bioprocess engineering. I have great pleasure in welcoming Dr. S. Venkatamohan, Senior Principal Scientist at CSIR, Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, who is an international authority on the field of microbial fuel cells, having made seminal contributions in that area. Dr. Venkatamohan's sterling oeuvre in the areas of advanced waste remediation, microbial electrogenesis, circular economy, self-regenerative systems, and biorefinery has him featuring in the top 2% scientists globally as per the well-known Stanford University list. It is a great honor and pleasure to welcome Professor Prasenjit Mondal from the Department of Chemical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. Professor Mondal has extensive experience in industry and academia with several international affiliations. His research in water treatment, especially arsenic and fluoride removal from groundwater, microbial fuel cells, production of oil from algae, generation of energy and biomass from waste plastics, is making invaluable contributions in the field of energy and environmental engineering. It is a very special privilege for me to welcome Professor E.V. Ramasamy from the School of Environmental Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, because he was with us for a while. He's an alumnus of the center, and I've had the great honor and privilege to work briefly with him. I have a very great pleasure and personal involvement in welcoming him because he's one of the architects of the center. He was with Professor Basi and in the most formative years of the center when there were only a handful of people, and he played a stellar role that time in building up the center literally brick by brick. We always look up to him with a sense of gratitude and thanks because on every occasion that we have requested his presence, he has given priority to us over his other commitments, which are enormous. He has the honor of being one of the representatives of India in the scientific expedition to the Antarctic, by virtue of the extremely meritorious research he has done in the field of microplastics, microbial fuel cells, soil dynamics, phytoremediation, and anaerobic technologies. I welcome our beloved Dean, Professor Chitralekha, who walks tall and is an authority in the field of computer science and engineering, and who, as a Dean, has always been very supportive and encouraging in whatever activities we have undertaken, is very approachable and communicative, and always extending willing cooperation and giving us invaluable guidance. It's a great pleasure welcoming my colleague Dr. Gajlakshmi, the convener of this conference, who has also organized this program with her trademark quiet efficiency and attention to detail. It is my special privilege to welcome a young, dynamic faculty colleague, Engineer Surley. Our colleagues from the other departments, faculty colleagues from the other departments, Professor Ramurthy is here from the Department of Ecology and Environmental Science, Professor Jafar Ali, Professor Elumalai, and one more alumnus of the Department of Green Energy, whose name I'm not able to recall, sorry. Dr. Jaiswal, welcome sir. We have another alumnus of our center, Dr. Gurjeet Kaur, who's now an assistant professor at the Department of Ecology and Environmental Science. I also welcome some of our sponsors who have joined us here, notably Dr. Nandivarman and Dr. Golda. And finally, last but certainly not the least, on behalf of the Center for Pollution Control and Environmental Engineering, I extend a hearty welcome to the students and participants of this conference. Thank you very much for your presence here today, and welcome once again. Thank you.
Again, welcome all to this conference. The primary objective of this conference is to provide a platform for showcasing the latest developments in the field of bioenergy and bioproducts from agro-industrial sector and its associated circular economy, where the agro-industrial sector has a critical role to play in creating value from waste and reducing the environmental impact of traditional industrial practices. So the conference aims to facilitate knowledge in from experts from similar domains. So we are delighted to have eminent experts from across the country who will share their practical experience and insights through informative lectures, sharing their practical experience, enhancing our understanding of the latest trends and technologies, and inspiring collaborative efforts towards sustainable agro-industrial practices. As we all know, currently there is a growing interest in the exploitation of agro waste that enhances sustainable energy practices. There is a transition towards circular economy which aims towards reduction of CO2 and other greenhouse gas emissions. At the same time, focusing towards production of bioproducts with industrial interest. So it is one of the keys for moving from a linear economy towards circular economy. And biological resources such as agro residues are one such significant contribution to circular economy. So circular economy offers a conceptual framework for using renewable natural resources to transform and manage our environment, including industrial systems, with the goal of achieving sustainable well-being in harmony with nature. Agro-industrial residues provide an enormous potential to generate sustainable products and bioenergy. A wide range of metabolites, other materials and energy can be obtained through the exploitation of agricultural residues. As we all know, the fossil fuels are limited and they are non-renewable resources. So the use of biomass for energy production seems to be a solution to provide energy and reduce the carbon dioxide emissions. So the term biomass may include energy crops, residues, biological materials that can produce renewable energy. However, there is a conflict using these food crops. So there is always a conflict between food versus fuel crops, and also additionally emissions of greenhouse gases are believed to be lesser in the second generation biofuels than the first generation fuels. So for these reasons, agro residues have gained attention. So in these 2 days, we will be having different topics to be discussed, and we have the experts, Professor S. Venkatamohan, who is the Chief Scientist from the CSIR Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad, who will be talking on biorefinery for green chemicals and fuel. We have Professor E.V. Ramasamy, School of Environmental Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, who will be talking on in-vessel coir rating, a circular economy approach. Professor Prasenjit Mandal from Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, will be talking on transforming waste biomass into high-value products, the role of pyrolysis in advancing circular economy. Professor Jafar Ali from the Department of Green Energy Technology, the topic of his discussion would be spirulina species-based multi-product biorefinery towards circular bioeconomy. We'll have Professor M.M. Gangrekar from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, who will be joining us this evening. And the topic of his talk would be on biological and bioelectrochemical wastewater treatment technologies to facilitate reuse of treated water and resources recovery. And on online, we have Dr. Deepak Pant, who would be joining from the Flemish Institute for Technological Research, Belgium, who would be discussing on the technological advances in bioelectrochemical carbon dioxide capture and utilization. And we have Dr. Deepak Jadhav, who is arriving from South Korea. He's making his trip to India, and on the way he's coming here in person to talk on bioelectrochemical system for circular bioeconomy and sustainable development. We have received about 30 abstracts for this conference for oral and poster presentations. And in this context, I'm happy to announce that an Elsevier journal, Bioresource Technology Reports, has consented for publication of the research articles of the conference in a special issue, which will be edited by myself and our research collaborators, Dr. Deepak Pant and Dr. Deepak Jadhav. Once again, welcome you all, and I wish you all will have a great time here. Thank you.
Respected Professor Dharani Karsar, Director of our university, respected Head of the Department, Dr. Tasneem Abbasi, the coordinator of this conference, Dr. Gajalakshmi, and the experts from other universities, and the faculty members and professors from our own universities, student friends, very good morning to all of you. I am immensely delighted to be here to be giving the felicitation address for this conference. So, in my opinion, a good conference needs a socially relevant topic, so which demands a lot of research. I think in that context, we really have a very, very important topic which is of great interest to everyone, starting from the researchers as well as the government, and as well as for the society. So I think in that topic is very, very important for deliberation today. I think I must thank Madam for choosing such a topic and bringing in all the experts. I think hearing Madam talk about the scope of the conference, what each of the experts will be deliberating, I think she has not left any stones unturned. So with respect to the topic that has been chosen. So once again, thank you, Madam, for choosing this relevant topic and bringing in all the experts. I think we are also getting a person from Korea for talking about this. That speaks volumes about Madam's effort as well as the importance of the topic that is taken for the discussion today. And the conference also needs very resourceful and subject matter experts. So I think in that context, Madam has brought in all the experts in this domain from far and near, who have come here to be with us and to provide and share their expert knowledge, their researches, the research that they have done in this area. So thank you very much, professors, for coming over here. And the conference also needs enthusiastic participants. I think Madam has got told that 30 papers have been come. So I think in all the 30 papers, a lot of deliberations is there in store for everyone to hear. And it's very important and a great achievement that this proceedings is coming from an Elsevier publication, and that is a very important achievement. And once again, congratulate Madam for that. And the conference also needs the blessings and the support of many professors and the students and the administration. I think in that context also, everything has been brought in place here. And finally, not the least, a very ambient environment for the deliberations to happen. So that is also there. And very importantly, I think I should not miss this, supportive colleagues. So Madam is also blessed to have supportive colleagues who are holding hands with her to organize this conference in the best possible way. So with all these positives, I think the next today and tomorrow you'll have the best happening, and wish you all the best, madam, and all of you here, and thank all the resource persons who have made it here to come to our university to share their expert knowledge with us, and all the professors who are here with us today to also share their knowledge with us. Thank you once again. Thanks all of you.
Good morning, everyone. I am happy to be part of this respected Dean of the Engineering Sciences, Professor Chitralekha, and Head of the Department, Dr. Tasneem Abbasi, and the Coordinator of the organizer of this conference, Dr. Gajalakshmi, and the renowned scientists from other institutions, Professor Dr. Venkatamohan from IISc Hyderabad, and then Professor Prasanjit Mandal from IIT Roorkee, and Professor E.V. Ramasamy, MG University. So good morning everyone, and I also see the faculties from other departments, especially from our school, Professor Yermalai and Professor Jafar Ali, and Ecology Professor Ramamurthy, and Professor Jaiswal, and I could see even Biotechnology Professor. So, and then Gurjit Kaur. So it is interesting to see this. So I would like to see the other participants who are outside university. The center is exceedingly doing well. You can see the number of publications from this center, and the past performance and the present performance also. You can see we are doing excellently well in the field of pollution control. But I only wonder why this is one of the oldest center, but I don't know why it is not still converted into department. So I request department to take the effort to convert. Even green energy technology we have started, but now it is department. Recently the nanoscience also we proposed this recently to convert into department. There are some advantages if you make it into departments. So please try for this. If you require any help to convert into this, for any faculty recruitment, all those things, please we'll do it so we'll do it so that we can do, because you can see the number of patents, number of publications, all those things, it deserves really good upliftment for this department, because the earlier when we talk about pollution and then ecology, all those things in 1920s, 30s, everyone was, nobody was interested to listen. The emerge of the pollution as well as ecology issues, now it is taking a center stage. Now, instead of talking about, when we were starving, so we were thinking about how to become rich, and how to become number one, and all those things. But now we have reached a stage, we have enough food, enough clothing. Now this is the stage we have to talk about the environment, and then as well as the ecology, ecosystem, all those things. So that is why if you see, sometimes I envy the environmental publications also. They easily get the number of citations very high, whereas in basically I am chemist. When I work very hard and publish a new technologies or new methods, very difficult to publish a paper in 2 or 3 impact factor journals. Whereas when I see the environmental papers, they can easily get very good citations. So the reason is, that's why I am telling, I am not taking away their credit. What I am telling is, this is taking a center stage. So in that angle, our center is playing a very major role. That's the reason I could see the eminent scholars from other centers also coming here and taking part this. I could see the number of papers, which is not only from the area in the local area or Indians. We can see from other countries also. But the Center for Pollution Control is known for this quality. So this is one aspect. The second aspect is the topic of this today's discussion. So generally, if you go to pollution control or ecology and environmental sciences, they don't talk about energy. They only talk about that is pessimistic view, I can say. So what is the problems with the present system? They only talk about you are doing this mistake, you are doing this mistake, this will be the corrosion. All those problem will be generally they discuss. But I could see now even those environmentalists, even those people who are doing pollution research also coming forward and trying to contribute the constructive technologies. In that way, I see this bioenergy conference is very useful. Instead of only discussing about the negative aspect of the existing system, you are trying to go for the better technologies. That is very good. I could see we need not always say only pollution. So we have to also concentrate on how to develop a technology without pollution also. That is also role of the pollution control or environmental or ecology departments. So in that way, this bioenergy is discussion on bioenergy is very important. Then another important in the bioenergy is you can see nowadays if you see the politics of world, mostly it is centered towards the energy, the oil, petroleum, all those things. So the energy politics is throughout world it is occupied. How to control Iraq, how to control the Gulf, so that we can easily get the oil. So energy is placing major role. That's why our Vice Chancellor, previous Vice Chancellor, Professor Tarin, has started this green energy technology school, and they are excellently concentrating on this. But the problem with the present day energy, if you see, we are not really coming out the very good system which is alternative to the fossil fuels. The technology, developing a technology for alternative to the fossil fuel, even we have a technology wise, there are many patents, but still we do not have the alternative for this. So this is very important for the students' point of students. So you have to understand this. See, what is the real reason for doing this research? It is not the namesake we are doing it. So it is the international issue. It is a issue for humans. We are keep on using the fossil fuel because if you see the diesel engine is carcinogenic. It is already announced by the World Health Organization in 19, if I am not wrong, 2012 or 13, it is already announced. But still we are using the diesel engine. That means we are, while using diesel engine, we are creating the cancer patient somewhere. Even not only somewhere, maybe our health also may be deteriorating using this. Knowing this also, we are still using the diesel engine. So because there is no alternative technology. So that is the reason this energy research is very important. Even the alternative energy, whatever is coming, so that should be feasible, and the amount of the kind of dependency on energy nowadays, it is huge. Even we cannot live without energy even a few seconds. We can live even a few seconds without air or inhaling air, but without energy, even a Wi-Fi is disconnected a few seconds, the students will be in big trouble. Something is, that there is no air and they are not able to inhale like this. We are more dependent on energy nowadays. So we cannot say we cannot say that you live without energy also. But there is a pressing need for the alternative source of energy. And another important good thing in this conference is we are not going towards the totally artificial thing, totally artificial energy resource. So bioenergy, so this is a very good concept. There are many research is going on this biofuel cell, bioenergy. I think Professor Jafar Ali is also doing this. That's why he may be sitting here. So bioenergy is it is the environmental friendly. Even the pollution control people will not blame us. Even the ecology people will not blame us. Environmentally friendly. So this is the field where we have to see, we have to see the existing system. So the students also should see the feasibility. The era of the new things, era of new technology, era of finding new methods, all are over. Now the era of sustainability, whether you can sustain with this, whatever the technology you develop, whatever the patent you put, if it is not feasible, if it cannot be sustainable, that is of no use nowadays. Nobody talks about this. Even if you put a patent, it is of no use. Even if you write a project, nobody is interested in funding also. So in this way, please, I am talking about the student, please think about the feasible technologies, whether it is feasible, if a long way, how it is going to be hazardous to our system. All those things we have to keep it in mind, and we have to think all those in those things. So in those lines, this bioenergy related thing is very useful. So I thank all the scientists and professors from other institutions for having come here and sparing your valuable time. I also thank the Center for Pollution Control for organizing this, so for initiating the discussion or continuing the discussion on this topic. Since I am also working on fuel cell membrane, I know the importance of this energy related system. So it is very useful for the students, especially for the research scholars and as well as the young researchers. So please, whatever the field you are doing, please divert into the environmentally friendly related topics, so that it will be useful to the society. So with these few words, I thank the organizer for inviting me. I am very happy to be part of this. Thank you one and all.